Welcome back, adventurers, to 5 minutes of your time. Now, if I'm doing these properly, hang on one second, my nose itches so bad. If I'm doing these properly, what you would have seen in order for today is a 5 minutes of your time video where I talk about taco salad, another longer video where I'm just rambling on and on and on. And then, of course, this 5 minutes of your time video where the goal is to explain to you me as a dog lover and what all that means for my household. Alright, so I love dogs. Anyone who has come to my house knows that I don't live at my house. It's my dog's house. I just stay with them. We have a total of 7. We'll start with the oldest. The oldest is Burlog. Burlog is a Japanese Spitz that I got from China. In fact, a small little town, if you want to call it that. I can't remember what they're called out there. But a little flower shop. He was outside a flower shop in a cage, and I had to have him. So we got him. And about a month or so later, we're watching the WeChat or something to that effect, social media of China, and we see another dog that looks very close to how Burlog looks. Now, Burlog is a Japanese Spitz, and this other dog is a female who also looks kind of like a Japanese Spitz in her pictures. We're like, okay, what's going on with this one? Oh, she was abandoned. Okay, well, you're in China, so dogs don't typically make it too long abandoned, right? So we're like, nope, she's coming with us. So we go over there, we rescue her from the owner. I say rescue, we adopted her from the person who had her. They took her off the streets, had her in a box, and was trying their best. So we got her, and lo and behold, she's not a Japanese Spitz. She is, we don't know. She looks Japanese Spitz-ish, but then her hairstyle is completely different. So, okay. We have 2 dogs living in China, just outside of Shanghai. We've been there for a year at this point, and we see our end, the light is coming from the end of the tunnel. It's getting closer. We only have maybe 6 months left in the country. Bomb Swamp. I know where I'm at now. Well, of course I knew where I was a few minutes ago when I did my turn. So we see the end of our time in China coming, and we're walking around going to all these different shops one day, and we come across another pet store. Oh, we love looking, so we go in and take a look, and they have the tiniest Yorkie. He was so small, almost teacup size. But what he was the runt of a litter, and the mother was there, so we were able to see the mother. And we're like, okay, we know we're leaving in 6 months. We know it's going to be expensive to get him. Not only do we have to pay for him because he's at a pet store, but we also have to pay for his puppy passport. Look it up, folks. That's a real thing. May even cover that later. So we're like, okay, let's go outside. We can't decide if we're getting them, not getting them, getting them, not getting them. So we flip a coin, and it ends up, happy birthday, Mala. Here's your Yorkie. You always wanted a Yorkie? Well, here he is. So we take the little Yorkie, first called Boxer, because me and her were watching a lot of UFC at the time, and he had a box cut head from the puppy cut. So we're calling him Boxer, but turns out he wants to be called Little Bit, or that's what Mala started calling him. It's her dog, so okay, Little Bit. We go through all the paperwork, get our puppy passports, fly home, and we're back home, right? Living, everything's going good, have our 3 dogs. But I'm starting to get that itch. And I can't explain it, but she understands. When I start getting that puppy itch, that one or two things is going to happen. either we're getting a new dog or we're getting a new dog. And that's what we got. I started looking and looking and looking, and we were searching for rescues, because yeah, you can go to a pet store, but adopting and rescuing a pet is better for not only communities that try to rescue these pets. In this case, Possum Southern Pet Rescue, they had every Saturday they do puppy adoptions. So we rode out there to him, and I saw him. He was right there in the kennel, big, massive paws. I was like, oh, he's the one. I can see. He's the one. And the ladies at Possum were like, I don't know if you want that one. He's kind of a bully in his litter. He's always nipping and pushing around the other ones. I said, I understand that, but I think he's the one we need. And his name was, I can't even remember what his name was. I told him his new name is Cerberus, because he is going to be the guard dog of my house. I knew he was going to be a large dog. Mala knew I wanted a large dog. Cerberus was going to be him, and he came home with us. Wasn't long after that we found out May and Burlog had gotten together, and she was going to be having puppies. It's like, okay. Now, May had a litter before where she only had one come out, and it didn't make it. That little angel is currently buried under one of my plum trees. Not getting into that. And this is not going to be a 5 minutes of your time. I apologize. This is going to be a 10 minutes of your time. So May's having a litter. May ends up having her litter, and she had four beautiful little Spitz looking dogs. And she says, all right, baby, you can't keep them. You got to get rid of them. What are you going to do? And I reach out to my friends first. All right, hey guys, we have these 3 dogs, and we need to rehome them. They're from our pup, and we explained to everybody what the dogs are, and da, 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 da. And Mala catches that I'm only asking to rehome 3. She asked me about it. I said, I'm keeping that one. And she looks at it. It's the male, the only male in the group. She's like, what? You can't keep him. He's going to be just like his dad. His dad growls too much. And Burlog is a very vocal dog. And, okay, he's a bit of an asshole. But he's going to be just like his dad. I said, no, we're keeping him. It's either going to be him or her. We're keeping one of them. Whichever one my friend Jesse says he doesn't want, that's the one we're keeping. At that point, I already found a home for the other 2, so I wasn't worried about them anymore. It was now between the runt and what is now known as Privy. Jesse said he wanted the female, so I said, hey, you got it, buddy. Female's yours. Drive the female out to him. We picked, well, we don't pick up. Privy was already at our house. So I now have to explain to Mala. Mala,